Today, I have on board a stunning woman. She is a mother of 3 kids, and I saw her in action. She's amazing mother, very careful, and very, very gentle to her kids.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, something to take example from. And apart from being mother, she is a businesswoman. I would like to welcome on board Annissa.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome on board, Annissa.
Thank
I'm
you.
good, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just listening to you describing me. I'm like, this is me?
Yes, that's you.
It feels amazing.
That is really nice to have you on board.
Thank you.
And we would like to talk about everything little,
Yes.
but mostly about business in Dubai. Annissa has her home beauty salon called
New me
New
beauty.
Me Beauty. Can you tell us, Annissa, how did you start? How this idea came to your mind?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me, first of all. Such a beautiful morning as well. Basically, me and my husband, we both decided to leave the hamster wheel corporate jobs, which was such a big risk in a country like this. It's one of the most expensive countries in the world, but the opportunities are just so vast. So we decided it's now or never. And just as you said, we have 3 young kids. So we were like, what are we doing? But so far, touch wood, we're getting there. I'm right at the start of my business. My husband is halfway into his, I would say. He's annualized in his. So yeah, we're kind of rubbing off our entrepreneurial traits of each other. We're keeping each
Amazing.
other going.
Can you tell me? It's really brave decision. I have to say, not everyone would make it. Not
Yes.
everyone would really do that. Most people, I think, they just think how to
Yeah.
quit. But do you have support? How did you come with this mindset? What is the financial support you have? Emotional support, which is very important as
Yeah.
well. Can you tell us more about this?
Sure. So we moved to Dubai. It'll be 3 years this summer, and my husband was in a corporate job, and he was doing really well, and he came into a bonus, and he said to me, "This bonus can either help us go on really nice vacations, and that's it." Or I could leave my job. I could put some funding into your business and I could put in some funding into my business. But it
That's
means no holidays. We can take the kids to very basic activities in Dubai for those years. And we made a promise that we were going to be strict. We were going to watch what we spend on a daily, on a weekly basis. And then we kind of took that leap of faith. I kind of said to him, at this stage where the kids are young, I want you to spend more time with them. He wants to spend more time with them. And same with me. I want to be there for my kids. I want to enjoy life. So we said, what's the worst that can happen? We're going to do it now. If it works, which is the mentality we have, it's going to work. Okay. We're kind of that whole projecting our positive vision to the universe that we're going to make it work. And we did. So right now we are at the early stages of our business. I would even go as far to say as my husband still hasn't extracted a salary from his business. We are purely living on our savings, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You're very disciplined. To be honest, I have to say it's very difficult to be disciplined about money, spending less in Dubai.
Oh
It's very hard.
Yeah.
You have to really need to have a very strong mindset. But do you have backup plan?
Our backup plan is that we both go into our roles that we came from, even though I don't really want to think about it too much because I feel like when you start to visualize that, it becomes your reality. I think we're going to be good. Like we keep saying this to each other every week. We look at our P&L that we've created. I look at mine and I'm thinking, right, if I have paid my staff salary this month, anything above that is a bonus. And same with my husband. If he has paid off his costs, and the first year of any business, we know in the law of business and economics that you are bound to make a loss. Otherwise, it's just by the time you have your business license, by the time you've recruited your staff, by the time you've put some money into the business for whatever products that you're buying, it's common knowledge that you're not going to be able to make a profit on the
That's true.
first month. So anything I'm doing right now, I'm seeing as a bonus. I'm seeing as a plus. So
It's good not to have an illusion that your business will just
yes,
skyrocket high and immediately you're gonna have a profit, big profit. I have to stress for our audience that startup business really need to have very strong discipline and mindset,
absolutely.
which Annissa and her husband has, and I believe there is success. And can you tell me more about your home salon? How is it different from other salon? How did you find that what is missing, and how did you choose that way of making business, exactly home salon? Because it's not really popular. I think in Dubai it's just starting to have a home salon in the service and at the home. I think it's really convenient actually that you're at home and you don't waste time driving and find
Absolutely.
parking, and it's really convenient. But how do you make sure that hygiene and security, everything is according to the plan, to the law?
We have 3 small children. We don't have a social life right now. So, me and my husband, our thing has always been, let's get some beauty therapists to our house. Let's put a movie on. Let's have juice or popcorn or
Sounds
drink.
very romantic,
Yes,
by the way.
it's our date night.
Nice.
So we would get either a pedi or a massage or anything that we could have in the comfort of our own home. You put your pajamas on and you are, once the kids are in bed. So we love the idea, but we found that when we came to Dubai, a lot of things in Dubai are quantity over quality.
That's true.
If you were to pick up your phone to order, I don't know, takeout, there's like thousands of Chinese takeouts, but how many of them are true quality? I feel like lots of people who are ambitious start off new businesses, but then you have a lot of entrepreneurs who maybe do a business and then leave it to be run by somebody else who doesn't have the knowledge or the passion. So one of our main things in our business is that we are so close to it, to the point where I have an event in the beginning of next month. I'm going to be there on the ground because as much as I trust my staff, they are the face of Numi Beauty, but my vision is the one behind it. So I need to make sure that is constantly communicated to our customers and our clients. So, anyway, back to the reason we started the business is we believe in convenience, especially nowadays. Customers want efficiencies. You don't want to sit in traffic, as you said. You don't want to waste time. You want to be in the comfort of your own home. And how, whenever you've had a massage, imagine going into a mall or a beauty salon, receive a massage, and then having to get in your car, get
That's true.
dressed,
Yeah.
drive,
Oily
oily,
skin. You have to
and the
dress them.
stress.
Yeah.
So we've put you in a zen. You should be rolling into your beds immediately after that. And that's what we provide. So we decided to come up with a concept that we cater around busy parents, busy adults, people with young children who want a therapy, like a beauty therapy session after the kids go to bed. So our staff are so flexible. We can do early morning, we can do late at night. We cater to you. That's basically what we want to do. And our one of our big unique points of like selling, unique selling points in our business is that we do everything by the book. And what I mean by the book, we started this business by going to experienced consultants. So we hired a beauty consultant who has been in the business for 20 years, and she helped us recruit our staff. So I was on the interviews, so was she. We trained our staff. So despite hiring people that have the knowledge, we felt that we needed to show them our way. We needed to show them the hygiene training, the health and safety training. So we have something called SOPs, and these are booklets with our name, are branded on it. And if you open it, it says page 1 of hygiene training. Next booklet, page 1 of customer service. How should you conduct yourself in a client's home? Every detail.
That's very important.
Every little detail. And we spend a lot of money on this. But that sets us aside because if you meet my girls, you'll be like, wow, everything from the uniform to the hygiene to the professionalism to the certificates that they have in terms of what training we've had to.
Did they do customer service training as well?
Absolutely. And I was the biggest advocate of this. So my background is retail. I used
Okay.
to work in retail, I used to work in fashion, and I had a lot of customer facing roles. So one of the things that I felt I could bring to the table was customer service. We even
That's very
called it
important.
the journey. The minute you walk out of the car into the client's home, how do you conduct yourself? Where should you remove your shoes? How should you walk in? How should you treat customers' furniture when you're working around them? How should you create an ambiance in someone's home when
That's
it's not?
impressive. To be honest, that is very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of, so I guess that's why we started it. We started it because we felt there was an opportunity, there was a gap in the market for good quality. But yeah, that was our starting point. And because of the passion we have and the fact that we love it, it shows. I feel like you're authentic about the business that you're starting. So you put your effort and passion into it.
Amazing. Anissa, can you tell me what makes your business different? I heard already you said you invest a lot of in customer service and the training of your staff. But what else is make it different from other similar
Yeah.
businesses?
So first of all, the experience. The minute you have an interaction with one of our staff members, one of our beauty therapists, you will notice a difference in the level of professionalism. Everything from how they're dressed, how they introduce themselves when they walk through your home, and the zen part that you should feel. I feel like only certain people should work in beauty, and I should not be a beauty therapist. My voice is so high pitched. I'm so excitable. We found girls who are just, the minute they talk to you, the minute they place a hand on you, the touch, you just feel like you're in this zen zone of like, okay, this is me time. But that was like one of our first things to stand out from the crowd. The second thing which I love about us, even if I do say so myself, but we invested a lot in the skill and the time. Sometimes you can be sad getting your nails done for 2 hours. Oh my goodness, nobody has 2 hours. We managed to get it done to 1 hour, 10 minutes for some of those treatments that can typically take 2 to 2.5 hours when you go to a salon.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but like as mums, I'm just like, come on, I have things to do
Right. Yeah.
at my back and all of these things. So we made, we looked at how we can get efficient, but not lose the quality.
Quality. That's interesting. How did you manage to do that?
With our beauty consultant.
Okay.
So there was a lot of things that, if I don't want to bore you by going into nail anatomy, but there's a lot of things that sometimes if you go to certain salons, they file your nail down when they're cleaning down to the bare minimum, and that's not good for your nail. So for us, we clean around your nail to a point where it's needed, and then we build on that because you can even sometimes feel like when they do the drilling on top of your nail, if you use that tool, it gets hot and burny.
Yes.
Shouldn't.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, because I'm getting down to your nail bed and we don't want to touch that.
That's
It's
right,
already
yeah.
protected because the product we use is good. So as long as we take out all of the stuff on top, I'm not going to get into the technicalities, but that's how we manage to get around it. And also practice. I think practice makes perfect. So our beauty consultant, she showed them lots of tricks and hacks to be able to get it to a lower time per treatment. And then the next thing we do is we are huge believers in how hygiene plays a huge role.
That's right, yeah.
In beauty therapy. So when you go to your salons and you have a pedicure, you will see all these tubs.
Yes.
Where they dip things in. It's called double dipping. We don't do double dipping in Numi Beauty. I don't believe anything should be exposed or open. So all these tubs of exfoliating creams, moisturizers, no.
Yeah.
We have something called a mani or a pedi in a box. So it's just for you. I open it just for you. I close it just for you. You get to keep it. And this product is Korean. So we all love Korean skincare.
Yes.
It's made by two Korean chemists who live in New York. They derived this product.
Wow.
Look it up. You'll see Vosh. And they created something that has 481 ingredients less than your typical average. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. We did the training with the brand. Another thing we did, we got the Vosh team to come to our office to do the training with the girls. So it's like
impressive.
product knowledge. And the girl was telling us that everything they do is got thoughts behind it, like it's vegan, it's clean, It is full of nutrients because your skin needs it, your nails need it. So all of these vitamins and minerals that we have in our product is to feed your skin, nourish your skin, hydrate. It comes in so many scents as well. So it puts you in a really nice space when you're getting your treatment done. And as I said, everything, we open the packet, it's just for you. So you open your scrub, done, finished, the packet goes in the garbage bin. We don't dip. Another thing we do that we love when it comes to our hygiene is, you know, those foot spas?
Yep.
Like, sorry, but disgusting. If you were to open that up, oh, we bought resin bowls from the UK. We had them shipped.
Mm-hmm.
They are not porous. So we can clean them. We disinfect them after every customer.
Amazing.
Nothing gets hidden in all of these cracks. I'm sorry, but nobody should use foot spas unless it's your own, just for you. It shouldn't be passed from customer to customer because that's stuff that comes from someone else's foot into yours. You don't even want to think about it. So everything we do, we also try and make sure that we are lowering our carbon footprint. So any products that we use, we don't dispose of. If there's anything left, we give to you. So the nail file we use at the end of our service, it's disposable because everything I want to do, I want to make sure that we're hygienic. But at the same time, I don't want to create waste. I give it to you.
That's nice.
So
You created, yeah. You create the waste, not me.
Yes, exactly. I'm the one that's good. So I do the nail file. I even with your pouches, sometimes I don't use all the product in those pouches. I give it to you and I say to you, tomorrow, give yourself a little cream, moisturize. It's not going to go to waste. So yeah, I feel like those small touches are big deals in the beauty world. Once you test us, I say this, you will understand and you'll never go back.
Well, once you hear it, you will understand. You want to try it. Annissa, can you tell me, do you have a lot of customers' feedbacks? How did you get it? Did you have really negative feedback? How do you deal with it?
So far, I mean, we are 1 month into our clients. So the month before was models and training. The month before that was setting up the business. So I would say we are 3 months into this business, into Numi Beauty. And this is the month 1 where we have finished doing clients. So I would say 99% of those clients have booked another appointment. Wow. For the 1% that I don't, a lot. Yeah, and I'm loving that. And for me, I always measure the rate of success is to your clients booking again. So the minute she finished her mani or her pedi, if it's not that day, it's the week later, the second week, how can I book a repeat appointment? Then I know, hallelujah, we have done something right. And I say that to the girls because I get the feedback. So I get messages on the business phone. And the first thing I do is I screenshot it and I send it to the therapist. And I'm like, job well done today. Look at what the customer has said about you. Same when it comes to things that don't work out. We've had one customer in the last month who wasn't happy with her treatment for various reasons, whether it was because the actual application of the polish, we didn't use a specific type of product. She requested it. So we were like, do you know what? Let's give it to her. But we live and learn. It's not a product that my girls are used to using. And we took it from her home and used it on her. So the girl was very uncertain on how to apply this. Right. She did, and the result wasn't great. So we went back to her and we said, look, we would like to fix it, of course, on the house. And we would like to introduce you to our product because we believe in it. We've had our training. And now she's a regular. She's booked already her second. For us, the customer is always right. Absolutely. We've all worked in customer facing roles and we know that we want to be heard. And I feel like if you listen to what the customer is actually asking for and you show them that you are coming to the level of understanding and then you provide a solution, I feel like all that feeling of frustration disappears.
Amazing. It's impressive. I'm listening to you. I can feel and hear how much you invest, how much you want to make it really good and especially quality and hygiene. It's really amazing. And can you tell me about services? What services do you provide?
So we do anything from manicures, all types of manicures. We do nail extensions. We do pedicures. Our pedi is a very special pedi. Because it's the Vosh product that we use, you get a foot mask, you get a scrub, you soak in salts, and we do the massage as well as obviously the pedicure itself for your nails. So I always say to customers, when you're booking a pedi, give yourself an hour, because it's an hour of your day where you're going to feel like you've had a spa in the comfort of your own home. We actually use a facial brush to brush on the mask. So you do feel like it's very exotic, I feel. We do massage. So we do our signature massage, which is a combination of Swedish, deep, and relaxing. We tailor it to you. So we are the only home service business that I have experienced. I don't know about the whole of Dubai. We ask you to fill in consultation forms prior to your service.
Wow.
2 reasons. First of all, I want to make sure that we are all being honest about our health. Because if you've had an operation yesterday, there's certain things that my girls can't do for you. So I want to protect you as the customer and me as a business. And second of all, I want to get to know you. So we have a client record. So the minute you get a treatment from us, you fill in that form once. I go home and the girls in the office will fill out your name, the treatment you had, and any underlying illnesses you have, even down to like she had a massage, she had sciatica, we focused on lower back. So that when we visit you next time, we save you all that time and we say, how's your lower back doing? Do you want us to focus on the same areas, or do you want something different today?
That's very unique and considerable, I would say.
Personalized, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I always have this analogy that I get my hair done in a salon. And let's say they charge me X. And then one day someone says, oh, go to the other place. It's 50% off. But that salon, she knows what I want. She knows my name. She knows my kids' names. And we have a rapport. And most of all, I don't need to explain what I need. She just does it. So I'm happy to pay the full price and stay with the loyalty, the connection, the relationship I've built. And I feel like this is what we do in our training. Build a relationship with your customer, get to know them, even down to how I file your nails and your pain threshold, or knowing your nail bed. My girls now, they say to me, I know the customer, so they don't need to keep checking with you. Is the pressure okay? Because they know you now.
Wow.
So I feel like this makes a difference.
That's a lot of work, honestly. A lot of training. Annissa, do you use any app for booking, any tech tools so people can book slots? How do you deal with tech tools?
So we have a booking system. So if you go on our Instagram account, Numi Beauty Dubai, on the book now button, it takes you to an app called Set More. And Set More, you can actually see which therapist you want to book with, which available time slots are available. And this is another thing. I'm learning as I go. Right? Yeah. I'm learning as I go. A lot of salons, not a lot, but some salons hide their availability.
Right.
Because I don't know if they want to make it look like they're busy or on demand. Yeah. But I'm like, well, I've just started. So I'm happy for us to be transparent and say, we have 2 appointments today, which is 2 more than we had yesterday. And we're happy with it. And the clients we're building nicely. I never ever want to be everything to everyone, because you lose your essence, you lose your credibility, and it's impossible. It's impossible because you dilute your message. So I am happy that I have a certain amount of clients until I am ready to grow, and I will grow slowly and like in a way that I feel comfortable, that I can keep up with the pace. I don't want to just churn out staff and churn out clients and then lose all of the things that we talked about earlier. So our app allows you to see when the bookings are, when there's available slots. So you can do it that way. And then from a payment perspective, we either send you a link. So we have another app that's connected to it called Stripe. And then you send the link and then you can Apple Pay it.
Oh, wow. That's very convenient. Yeah. Very convenient. I love that. Apple Pay is my favorite.
Oh my God, yeah. Because a lot of people, I've had it where people have sent me bank details and I'm like, I've got to add you as a beneficiary. And don't get me wrong, it's actually a very good way for businesses not to lose money, because with other apps that you use, you have to pay them. But at the same time, we're all about convenience.
Right.
So if it means I lose 2% of my profit, but it means that you can go, chick, chick, hey, done, you'll come back to me.
I would reframe that to invest, not to lose. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, because you invest in clients for comfort and convenience.
Yeah.
That's really amazing to have that. And can you tell me, how do you, from this, what you are saying, I could feel that you like to aim in the small steps. Is that right? Instead of aiming big goals, you prefer to take some small step to reach success.
So this is where I think my relationship with my husband, we're a bit of a yin and yang. So he's like, right, how are we doing? How many clients do we have today? And I'm like, I would rather perfect something before I move on to the next step. I think because my background was creative, so I feel like everything has to be perfect before we get to the next stage. And I have to follow a sequence of events. So for me in my head, you wake up in the morning, this is what you do. This is your routine. And it's funny because if things go out of order, I get all like, oh my God, how are we going to? And this is where my husband grounds me. He's like, it's fine. We can do it a different way. So
Wow.
my husband is encouraging growth. I love growth. Who doesn't? Which business owner doesn't love growth? The bit for me is that I want to make sure that we can crawl before we can walk. Baby steps. Because if we start running, I think the phrase is you can crawl or you can walk before you can run. There
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you get it right in the beginning, you just build on a strong foundation.
Nice. I love that. I'm going to incorporate that in our project.
Yeah, because if you invest enough time to getting everything right, it means there's less for you to have to rectify when you're growing. Because you put it in, you put all of your systems in place, all of your structures, all of your.
Annissa, you sound like an experienced businesswoman.
Thank you.
Did you have experience in businesses before, apart from your previous work experience?
So I studied business studies.
Mm.
So I guess that helps.
Oh.
Although
Good.
sometimes I think what you study in university, you don't actually
Most of the
apply,
time,
yeah,
right.
or school even. I still haven't used, I don't know, Pythagoras theorem. I don't know why we studied it, but anyway, I'm sure some physicists did. So I studied business, and then I lived in a country called Kuwait for many years, and I found a gap in the market with baby sensory classes. I started my own brand there.
Okay.
It was just me and my baby. And we started classes, and I did a course. So I went back to the UK. I learned how to do baby sensory. I got my certificate, came back to Kuwait, and I was doing that for 5 years. And this is where, like, I think as an entrepreneur or as somebody who takes risks, when I came here, it was something I was going to start and do and continue because I have all my equipment, I have all my certificates, I have all my content. And then I saw the market here and how saturated baby classes are. And I felt like this is not my time to continue it. I am going to move on to beauty. And I guess one day I'll probably go back to it. But my unique selling point in that area, I felt like I needed to do more research into it to be able to stand out from the crowd in Dubai.
Wow.
So I guess I did my research in the market. I understood what is working, what is needed, and then I moved on.
Wow.
And I feel like it's okay to do that. If you decide to take a change in your career, in your business, then as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, then good for you.
You sound like very challenging person. You like challenges. You like to jump in something new, fearless. What is the background apart from knowledge is there? Because not everyone who has knowledge about business would start doing that business. That's really a lot of courage, I would say.
I feel like you see a lot of people that you see a lot of examples in your life where you realize life is short. And I guess the number one driver for me is my children. I want to spend quality time with my kids. So I want to have to work less hours or hours around my children. And working in a corporate environment doesn't allow that because I would see my kids at bath time. If traffic wasn't bad, by the time I get it home, I would see them at night for maybe an hour. People do that because they need to make a living. They need to make sure their kids are fed and they have a roof over their head and they're at school. And we did it. And then I started to realize that these years I am never going to get back. Once my kids grow, that's it. They spend less time with me as the years go by. So one of my main drivers is to try and make a business successful so that I am able to drop them at school in the morning, work, and then pick them up from school, take them to their activities, take them to birthday parties, and go on vacation together, making memories. That's probably the number one driver. And I would say the second one is
That's a big challenge in Dubai, I have to say. Not everyone able to really give equal time to kids and to work. That's amazing balance. This is what I wanted to ask you. How do you manage balancing motherhood? Annissa has three kids, and a business. It's really challenging. I know she has very strong organizing skills, I have to say. There is still a lot of discipline. I can see a lot of still challenges in business, I guess, and you deal with it. It's really impressive, I have to say. And you say it's very important for you to spend time with the kids. What is behind that?
I mean, I'm going to be honest because I think it's important on conversations like these when you have an audience to, rather than elude them to something that is impossible, because everything looks great from the outside.
Right.
But when you dive into the detail, I have my own Instagram account where I share daily life. And a lot of my followers will say to me, how do you do it? Well, number one, I have a very good support system around me. I have a great nanny. I could not do it without my nanny. I want to say my husband, but I feel like the nanny is more important sometimes. When the nanny's like, I'm going on vacation, I'm like, no. My husband's like, I'm going away for work. I'm like, that's fine. The nanny's here. So I have a great nanny. I have amazing friends. I think in Dubai, your friends, your expat friends become your family.
That's right. Yeah.
So this morning, me coming to chat to you in this beautiful setting, my friend is dropping my kids off at school.
Oh.
So where would I be without that network? So that's an important one to remember. I also feel that I don't think anyone can be perfect at everything at the same time. Today, I'm an amazing entrepreneur. I'm here with you. I'm talking about our business. I am doing all the right things for my business. I'm probably not going to be the best mom today. I'm going to go home and put some chicken nuggets in the air fryer and
Okay.
I'm going to put the TV on and I'm not going to be present. Maybe next month when I have an event, I might miss one of my kids' shows at school. But then at the weekend, I am going to put my phone away and I'm going to invest time with my kids. All I'm trying to say is I feel like one day I can ace motherhood, but I am letting my business down in some way. I'm letting social media down. I'm letting my friends down. The next day I'll pick it up. I'll be a great boss babe. And I'll probably let my kids down a little with not being there. It's balanced. And I feel like once you accept you can't be everything to everyone all the time, it takes the pressure off.
I have to say, I have to incorporate that because that is very point when you feel guilty, not giving time to your children, not giving time to your job, or not giving time to your friends. And you really need to accept yourself if you're not so perfect one day. It's amazing.
Nobody is.
It's really removing a lot of stress from your shoulders.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And let's not talk about being a wife. Oh my God, my husband.
I forgot that.
My husband's like, right, the kids are here, then it's the nanny, then it's the cat. We don't even have a cat. And then it's me. And that's reality as well. I'm one of the things that we are like, again, being authentic and truthful. Me and my husband don't see each other. We're like passing ships. Sometimes we talk on the phone in the car when we know we're going to see each other. But when we hit home, the kids are like, there's no time to have a conversation. So we have them like, I'll be driving here this morning. He's driving to his whatever he's doing and we're talking. And I'm like, right, what are we having for dinner tonight? Will you be home for this? Where are you for this meeting? And that's the only way to communicate.
Oh my God.
So
but
another
still,
thing,
that's amazing. I mean, it's there's still connection.
Absolutely. And the kids, when they are young, it's the toughest time. Like we are going through as a family, the most stressful time of our lives. We are new businesses, startup businesses, living in Dubai. As we said, it's not easy for people to start businesses and take risks in Dubai, especially when you come from the corporate world that paid your insurance, they paid your school fees, they paid for your ticket to go home.
That's true.
Now it's like, oh my God, I have to pay for my own insurance. I have to pay for my own. So all this stress, it's like coming at you from different forces, like different ways and different angles. It's a tough time, but I always think this too shall pass. The kids are not going to be young forever. The business is not going to be a startup business forever. It's gonna work. Everything is it's gonna work out.
Talking about business, how do you market your business?
I rely heavily, and this is something so I learned it over the last 3 months. I've done Instagram sponsored ads.
Mm-hmm.
I have done just sponsored ads on social media, all platforms. Great. But the best one, WhatsApp groups, community WhatsApp groups. If you have a
amazing.
pedicure tonight and you put on your area, let's say you live in Dubai Hills, and you say in your Dubai Hills mum chat, I had the best pedicure. These are the guys. They come to our house. This is how much they charge. It was amazing. Guaranteed you, I get clients instantly.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's why when I say to my friends or my clients, please talk to your friends about us because I trust you.
What is it called?
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's the best form of advertising.
Agree. Yeah.
And it gets you the right clients as well. Because if I attracted you, then I'm going to attract your friends who are all on the same page.
Amazing. Annissa, talking about your urgency and need to be with your kids a lot, because you stress on that a lot. Is there something behind that? Is it coming from somewhere to give the kids time? You mentioned memories, building memories, being with kids while they are young. Can you tell me about it?
I don't think anyone has had, or not many of us have had easy childhoods. Mine wasn't easy at all. I'm grateful for it though, because I feel like our childhood shapes us and makes us the people that we are today. It gave me the drive to do what I'm doing today. And it also gave me the importance and the stressing the point of spending time. My parents were never around when I was growing up. I grew up with my mother and father for a very short time before I was then separated from my mother for 11 years. I had no idea where she was. She had no idea where I was. And then after 11 years, we were reunited. I was completely separated from my father and I moved in with my mother. And I feel like a lot of my parenting is trying to prevent what happened to me as a child.
Right.
I believe in this thing that if we have trauma and you pass half of that trauma, even just half, onto your kid, and they pass half of that onto their kids, we slowly dilute it. So I am trying my best to not pass on at least half of my trauma as a child, but it drives me to want to spend more time with them because it's what I craved growing up, time and memories with my parents. So that is my driving, like my motivation. Um, my father was an entrepreneur. He was very successful. So I guess that's where the drive comes from. But I want to do it whilst also being available. And I guess that's what I was saying earlier. You can't be everything to everyone at the same time, but you can do it every other day.
Right. You know, it feels like you really spend a lot of time with your kids and you need time for your business. Do you have time for yourself actually? Do you struggle to not having time for yourself?
I have a very negative relationship with time. So I have a therapist I see every 2 weeks. I see her, and then my husband and I have couples therapy. It's not something I'm ever ashamed or shy to say. I think we all require maintenance therapy, if not actual therapy, for things that we've had to deal with or are dealing with currently. And one of the things that I always say to her is people in general have a very nice idea and perception of time. Time gives us time together. Time gives us memories. For me, time is against me. I never have enough time. And I'm working on that. This is something I'm working on myself to be able to see it as a blessing and not as a curse. I never ever prioritize myself. So I know, like, of course, now that we own our amazing Numi Beauty, I get my nails done. I get my pedicure done. But do I actually prioritize self-care? Not enough. And I am a firm believer that if we fill our cup, we are much nicer people to ourselves, to our children, to our husbands, to our colleagues. I just need to do better at giving myself that time. I work out, so I see that. I have very strict workout routines 3 times a week minimum. I have to walk 10,000 steps a day. I guess I'm disciplined when it comes to that, but we could all do more. We could all just switch off for even if it's half an hour a day with no distractions and just breathing. And I need to
Wow.
do more of it. I don't do enough.
Wow. What I have to say, I'm counting myself. Time with kids, doing business, working out. Not everyone who doesn't have kids can have
I
time for
know.
that, right? And time to have for psychological health, which is very important.
Yes.
To be stable, to be strong, to learn about yourself more, to close your maybe traumatic experience. Amazing. I have to say, I really admire even more now. I admire even
Oh,
more Annissa. Such a great example for all of us. I mean, don't take it personally. We all do such mistakes, but I'm really impressed. Really impressed.
thank you. I'm sure. Do you know what? I think if you sit people here, if I sit you here in this seat, if I sit anyone else around us, they will have a story to tell. They will have tips. They will have hacks. That's why I love sharing. I love sharing our lives on social media. I do it a lot because when I was first time mom, I wanted to know, how do people do this? How many naps do you give your child a day? How do you feed them? What type of food do you feed them? How do you go out? What do you pack? What do you So I started that way in social media. I shared because I like to learn from others. We all have things that we could be teaching each other. And that's why I think this channel that we're on is so beneficial, because we get to share.
Right. I agree. I agree. Annissa, I want to ask you just a few more questions.
Yeah.
We talked really a lot about your personal life, about business, and uh, did you have a lot of failures before? How did you survive them?
This is going to sound really, I don't know, vain. Not too many failures. Don't get me wrong. I've entered things where I've thought, like, I bought a brand that I was going to become a distributor for here in UAE. And I bought the product from the UK, I shipped it over, and I started to sell it on different platforms.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, it wasn't a total flop, but I didn't do enough research into things that I didn't know enough about, like customs. So when my product arrived at customs, every one of those items needed a product license, and I paid a fortune. I then had to have the product sitting in a warehouse for 3 weeks, which I was getting charged for. So by the end of it, I was glad to kind of close the book on that. And I said, this is not for me. I don't see it though as a huge failure, because I learned from it. And it made me think, okay, now I know what not to do and what to do. But also it gave me courage to think, what was the worst case scenario? Okay, we bought it, we sold it, stop, move on. So I think making mistakes in business only gives you courage that you can think, well, that wasn't too bad, was it? Nobody's died. It's a
Amazing.
product. We close that book and we move on.
I would like to ask Anissa some final questions. When you faced your obstacles, what really helped you keep moving, keep going?
My kids.
Hmm.
I feel like when you get to motherhood, I don't know, it gives you a different kind of energy. You're doing it not just for you, but for other people. I want them to remember me in a way that is a driving force. I want them to remember mom as she didn't stop, she gave to others, and then hopefully they follow in those footsteps.
Right.
My husband is my best friend. We get on really well. Don't get me wrong. We also have our moments. It's like fireworks in our house. We are very similar characters. My husband is like a support foundation to me. So I feel like when things are going well in our marriage, anything that hits me in a negative way, if he has my back. And I feel like that's you need someone to lean on. He's the person I can lean on.
Right. And tell me, please, if you could leave our audience with one mindset or habit mantra help you to succeed, what it would be?
I think I would like to stress on the point that we talked about earlier, that nobody's perfect. Nobody has all their together. It may look it, and you might catch someone on a good day. And if you're in a bad place and you see someone having a good day, that could make you feel quite demotivated and unhappy, and you question yourself. But just remember, it's a moment in time that you see, and you can only succeed at one thing at a time, and that's okay. perfect mom, not so perfect boss, not so perfect friend, not so perfect wife. The next day, you rotate. And by the end of the week, you've ticked every box,
Wow.
even if it's just the whatever you can do. It's the best you can do. And I think that's a really, once I accepted this, I was able to move on.
I would add, I think you could say that one bad day doesn't define you.
Yes.
So you can have bad days.
Absolutely.
Right.
We all have them.
Yeah. And last question, Annissa, what do you want people to remember about your story?
That's a question. That's a good question. I would probably say, if I can do it, you can do it. There is room for all of us here. I'm a great believer in that. So I've always shared, whether it's my knowledge, my expertise. If you ask me any question about business, about anything I'm doing, I will share it with you. I have people asking me that on social media, questions that not a lot of people like to disclose the information.
Yeah.
I believe there is room for all of us in this country, in this world, to grow and succeed. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Wow. I have to thank you, Annissa,
Thank
for
you.
coming, for your time. I know you have shortage of time. I really appreciate you come here and spend time with us and share your experience, amazing experience, big, amazing mother, amazing businesswoman. I have to adopt
Chills.
some of the I have chills. I will adopt definitely some of the ideas from Annissa. Thank you for your openness, for
Thank
your
you.
kindness. You are really amazing and attractive
Oh, wow. Thank
woman.
you.
Seriously, one of the kind, I have
Thank
to
you.
say.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Annissa.
I loved being here and I loved talking to you. And this
Thank you.
setting, oh my God, I could sit here all day.
You're welcome. You're always
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annissa.
Thank you.
Thank you.